What's up, everybody? It's your boy and girl Joe, back at it again with another video. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit that notification bell so you get your videos first. You can like first, you can comment first. Today's a late start, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's almost 7 o'clock, so the sun going down and everything like that. But this video was requested to me by a subscriber in my DM, so I said I was gonna go ahead and make this video about the things I don't like about my 2018 Camaro Zl1 manual, by the way. Oh, if you guys have not already, click the link down below. Become a Patreon in my Patreon account. It's a giveaway Patreon account. Every month on the 25th, I will give away another prize or whatever it is. This month for the giveaway in October, which will be announced on the 25th. The winner will be announced on the 25th. I'm giving away a $200 Visa gift card. So if you have not already, go ahead, click the link down below, sign up for your membership, become a Patreon. I think all it costs is $5 a month, or you can go as high as however you want to a month, you know what I'm saying? But I think the minimum is $5 a month so that you can be entered in every giveaway. And the bigger the Patreon account gets, I will give away superchargers, car, preferably even a car, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do that. So like I said, it's a giveaway Patreon account. Click the link down below, sign up for that. But what I'm doing, I'm gonna go ahead, let you guys know the few things that I don't like about the car. And believe me, this wasn't easy because it's a Zl1, man. It's not too many things you can't like, but there are a few things that I did notice, and I've been wanting to mention them on videos before this, but I was like, well, you know what I'm saying, if I didn't do it then, I might as well do it now. So let's go ahead, take a step outside, go ahead and start the car up. Let's get the video started. There goes that beautiful beast right there, man. Let's go ahead and click the lights on. By the way, I still haven't washed the car. By the way, the tail lights are tinted. You know what I'm saying? Tail lights, third brake light is tinted. I haven't washed the car since Street Car Takeover, so that's why that writing is still on the car. Let's go ahead and hop inside the thing real quick, like that, like so. For those of you who are just now tuning in to the channel, I used to have a 2018 Challenger Scat Pack. It got wrecked in May, and this is what God blessed me with, man. Every day I put my best foot forward, or I try to anyway, so I can motivate and inspire others around me. You know what I'm saying? This was nothing less than a blessing. So if you're going through anything right now, if you need any type of uplifting spirit, preferably I can be that for you. But if not, just make sure you keep your head up, keep going, because I promise you, right now doesn't define later on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even where I want to be right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know that where I'm at right now is not where I will be later. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I got the late nights. When I stay up late, I ain't just sitting there just looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Got the bags under my eyes because I'm always working towards my goal. And I, you know what I'm saying, I really hope that you guys are doing the same thing. Whatever your goal is, if you have a goal and you tell somebody what it is and they be like, man, you crazy as hell, why would you? That's what you want them to say. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sacrifice. You know, to get to where you want to be, you gotta sacrifice. You want people to think that you're crazy because that means that your goals are well far beyond what normal people think is normal. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be just somebody that's just chasing normal goals. And you also, like I said, have to be willing to sacrifice. I ain't had a haircut in a month. Y'all see my head? It will be a haircut coming near to the channel near y'all pretty soon, prayerfully. But it's sacrifice, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting this car, it changed a lot for me. So once again, I have to sacrifice if I want things to go the way that they're supposed to go. But I'm done preaching on that. I just want y'all to be the best y'all that y'all can be. But let's go ahead and start this thing up real quick. I'm gonna keep it out here so y'all can hear it. Muff delete, prayerfully coming soon. You know what I'm saying? But like I told y'all, the first mod more than likely won't be a performance mod. It's gonna be something that really, if you have a supercharger on your car, I feel like you need it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all know a little bit more about that a little bit later on. But let me go ahead and hop in the car because my GoPro broke. Not the GoPro, my GoPro suction cup broke, and I haven't went and bought a new one yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this camera down because it's hard to drive with the manual. Put this camera down. I'm headed to the spot where we're gonna start the video at. I'll give it y'all in just a minute. All right, y'all. So I made it to the spot. You know what I'm saying? Don't mind the background. Don't worry about it. This is what happens when you start videos late. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you either working hard or you hardly working. You know what I'm saying? And one of those don't work. But I'm out here with the 2018 Camaro Zl1 once again, and what I'm about to do now, this isn't one of those, you know what I'm saying, the thing where I have a designated amount of things I don't like about the car, because to be honest, this was hard to make, but I do know that some people want to know different things about the car, because they're thinking about getting one, you know what I'm saying, they want to know things they should look for, and I pretty much, the things I didn't like about this car, I knew them before I even, you know what I'm saying, thought about even having this car, you know what I'm saying, so I already knew what they were. But as far as what you can tell, Look at the car, man. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Those are stock wheels, by the way, for those who don't know. The front of the car is ridiculously nice. The front of the car makes the car, you know what I'm saying, according to my guy, Mr. Hood at 1320. But my favorite thing is the wheels. You know what I'm saying? I guess, of course, all this can be replicated because people do it all the time on SS's. You know what I'm saying? I believe you can actually get that part of the hood replicated too. But let's go ahead and dive into the video. The first thing I don't like about the new, well, I ain't gonna say new, but the 2018 Camaro Zl1 is the supercharger whine. I'm gonna tell y'all why. When you're outside the car, if the car is probably within 20 feet of you, if there's at least a car link behind you, you can hear it a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but it's not loud. If you're inside the car, you can hear the supercharger whine when you get really high into the RPM range, you know what I'm saying, but even then it's not loud, you know what I'm saying. And the reason I say that is because what I'm comparing it to is the Hellcat, you know what I'm saying, that this car's competition. And actually, if you listen to the Z06, you don't hear the Z06 supercharger whine. And this car, as far as I know, is pretty much a Z06 with a Camaro body, you know what I'm saying. So that may be why, you know what I'm saying. The LT4, and I think it has a 1.9 liter supercharger. But when you listen to a Hellcat come up behind you, as you guys did, I raced a Hellcat in this car. I lost, you know what I'm saying. I'm still getting used to the car, granted shifting, not making an excuse. He still beat me, you know what I'm saying. But do know I'm coming back when I get good, right, and tight with this car. But when I heard that car coming, you know what I'm saying, when we were getting ready to line up and go for the 40 roll, and I heard them, that sounds so nasty. You know what I'm saying? That's stock form. That car was stock. You know what I'm saying? So I know that you can get cold air intake for this car, and I think I probably will get a cold air intake, probably Rotofab. But I know you can get it, and it kind of hyphens the whine a little bit. But stock form, you know what I'm saying, the Hellcat got it beat. And that's one thing I do love. When I first hopped into this car, you know what I'm saying, I've actually done a video on this car a long time ago, 4 months ago. This is the same car. I didn't know it was gonna be mine 4 months later, but you know, here we are now. I knew then, once again, I knew the problems that I didn't like about the car before I got the car. So that's problem number one for me. I wish the supercharger whine was louder from stock, but that's one of those things that you can't really complain about, you know what I'm saying. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a deal breaker, because at the end of the day, it's still a supercharger, it's still a Z01. But let's go ahead and hop into thing number two. Thing number two that I don't like about this car is the lack of air being sucked into the car. Now, once again, the car's competition, the Hellcat. If you look at the Hellcat Challenger, it has two holes right there in the two inner part of the headlights. It has one hole right here that is going directly to the airbox, and it has one on this side that's going pretty much into the engine bay. If I remember correctly. I know in my Scat Pack I took both of those little headlight pieces out, so they were going both straight into the engine bay. But this car pretty much doesn't have anything going into the engine bay whatsoever. If you look down here, it's got like that right there, whatever the little filter that is. I'm not really sure what that goes to, but then you got the radiator here. You look up in here, same thing, it's just connection to this. It looked pretty good, but it don't have anything going into the engine, and that's one of the things that I do have a problem with on the car. Same thing on this side. There's nothing going into the engine whatsoever. And if you pop the hood, you can see that there's nothing going in there. It's coming out up here, but there's nothing going in, and that's a big deal when you have a car like this. You need air going into the vehicle, and if you look down here, once again, you don't see anything bringing air in whatsoever, and it's extremely hot up under there. But that's one of the problems that I did have with the car to start off with, because when you are racing, right, or not even racing, but it's about to get colder, and I know with my Scat Pack, when it was 45 degrees or whatever, I have traction issues, but that car would pull like nobody's business. Every car pulls when it gets colder outside, but when you have that cold air just steadily pumping into the engine bay, you know what I'm saying, keeping everything cooler, you know what I'm saying, it keeps the engine temps cooler, and the cooler your engine temps are, the more power you make, you know what I'm saying, which is why people do the meth injection, E85, stuff like that. It burns cold, the cooler it is, the more power you're gonna make. So that's a problem I have with this car, because Dodge, even the Charger's pretty much like this. It doesn't really have much air going into the car that I know of. Like I said, I'm not a professional, I'm not an expert, but from what I can see, it has no air going into it, and that's one of the main problems I do have with the car, because it will heat so quickly, you know what I'm saying? So, and I know people were saying it has like 11 radiators or something like that, but after a few pulls, you can really feel the power difference. I've driven a Hellcat, you know what I'm saying? So I've had times where I can just touch it and get on it and just go, and it's gonna keep doing it. This car, after a few pulls, it's pretty much like AMG almost. It's gonna kind of start to die a little bit. AMG is really bad about that, but this car starts to die a little bit after a couple pulls. But that's the second thing I have as far as problems with the car. So let's go ahead and hop to number 3. Problem number 3 would be the fog light. Now, don't get me wrong, this car looks sick at nighttime, especially, you know what I'm saying, if that thing, if we go on the little 50 roll and you see me coming up behind you, coming real stealth like, and that black, don't get me to talking about it. But it looks good, don't get me wrong, but I hate the fact that the V6 has that same little, you know what I'm saying, straight up and down. The SS is straight across like this, and the V6 has straight up and down. Now, if you know the difference, then you just know the difference. But for people who don't know, let me turn them on one more time. For people who don't know, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, this goes to a V6 Camaro or whatever, until I get right up on you and you see my badge and everything like that. But this isn't really necessarily a problem with the car per se, you know what I'm saying, because it has nothing to do necessarily with the car. It's more of a GM issue, you know what I'm saying? And you can't do nothing but expect it from American car companies, because that's just what we do. There's 11 different trim levels of Challenger that you can buy right now. You know what I'm saying? You got the Mustang, you got the Mustang 350, Mustang GT 350, you got the V6 Mustang. They all pretty much look the same, you know what I'm saying? Just different ground effects, but that's just American car companies for you. You're not gonna see a Huracan that looks like an Aventador. You're not gonna see a McLaren 570 that looks like a 720S. You're not gonna see that. So, Ferrari, you got the 458 and you got 488. If you know, then you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But you know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much what it is with American car companies. So you can't do nothing but expect it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's clean as all get out. But I don't like the fact that from a distance, if you don't know cars, you probably will swear up and down it's a V6. You know what I'm saying? And it's a little bit wider across the front as well. So like I said, if you know cars and you know cars, it's wider across the front than the V6. It's not as narrow. And I'm pretty sure the headlights on the V6 don't look the same either. But I'm just saying, like I said, for people that don't know, I'm one of the guys I want you to kind of know, you know what I'm saying, while I'm driving in, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't know, then you don't know, and that's just what it is. I can't complain. Like I said, it's a clean car. Those are the things that I don't like about this car, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all I can muster out to you guys. Like, I can't just sit here and bash on the car and everything like that, because it sounds good, it feels good, it looks good, you know what I'm saying? They could have put a bigger supercharger on it, of course. That's another thing. They could have put at least a 2.3 to match the Hellcat, which has a 2.3. I would have think they did it, and it's 500 pounds lighter than the Hellcat. Wait, 44, 3. Yeah, it's relatively speaking, it's 500 pounds lighter than the Hellcat. So if you put the same superchargers on the Hellcat on this car, the results might get a whole lot different. You know what I'm saying? So, and even then, with this car and the Hellcat, it takes the driver. It's a driver's race. If you have a driver in the Hellcat that don't know how to run, he lost. If you got a driver in this car that don't know how to run, like me so far right now, I lost. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't bad. He didn't pull away from me. People were like, oh, he gaffle bees. He didn't buy half a car. You know what I'm saying? Granted, because of the speed we were going to, but he didn't buy half a car. You know what I'm saying? If that, when he turned on his hazards, the back of his car wasn't even past the front of mine yet. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to get down to it. But the Zl1 and the Hellcat have to be the most closely related competition cars that I know on the market. You know what I'm saying? There are no other cars on the market right now that I've seen that come as close as this and the Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? As far as like in their segment, you know, of course you got the Camaro and the GT. You know what I'm saying? But if you put a Z06 beside this and the Hellcat, this Z06 all day is ball game. You know what I'm saying? It's a 30, what? No, the C6 is 3,100. I think the C7 is 3,400 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It's more aerodynamic and everything. It pretty much is a supercar. It's America's supercar. So you put it beside this and the Hellcat, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But as far as this and the Hellcat goes, they are very, very, very closely related in competition. And that's why I'm ready to see the new GT500 when it comes out, because I think that it's going to fall right in line. Of course, it lacks in torque numbers, but I mean, that's just Mustang's thing. The GT350 lacks in torque, and so does the GT. You know what I'm saying? So that horsepower is going to make up for it, though. 760 horses. Woo. That's going to be some big, big, big power. But to close this video out, that's all I wanted to do for you guys, man. Somebody requested in my DMs, and of course, I try to answer per request in my DMs. And I know you guys may have wondered why I haven't been responding back to comments. The reason being is because, for one, I now got to the point where I wait till late to respond. But not only that, there's a lot of negativity in the comments, and I was explaining this earlier. I don't want to be that guy that responds to 2 or 3 people when 140 people commented. So that's why I try to address certain comments in my videos. I address some community posts. I'm gonna start doing that more. But I just want to let you guys know that I really appreciate you. None of your support goes unnoticed. Believe me, it doesn't go unnoticed. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys. Out of the 5,905 people that subscribe to my channel, I would say y'all probably some of the most solid people, you know what I'm saying, to have followed my channel, because the views that I may get compared to someone else's that are bigger than me is really mind-blowing to me. So I really appreciate every last one of y'all for the continued support, you know what I'm saying. So that's it for this video. If you are looking at getting into a Camaro Zl1, oh, I thought that was something big time. If you're looking into getting into Camaro Zl1, most definitely do. It's most definitely worth it. Hellcats too. I still want a Hellcat so bad, you know what I'm saying. So I just want to say I appreciate every last one of y'all. Once again, click the link down below to the giveaway Patreon account, because the time is running out for a $200 Visa gift card on the 25th of October. I will be announcing that winner on video. It won't be private. I will announce the winner on video. I'll do a raffle, a little shake in the bucket, write names on the ticket. Now pull it out, and whoever wins, I'll email you and we'll go ahead and get everything together. But man, so make sure you click the link down below, become a patron so you can be eligible for all the giveaways from now and from here on to come. But it's Incredible Joe. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.